Alright, well here we are in the utility room. I going to start out here. It's not quite completed, but kind of give you an idea of where I'm going from here. It's almost done. It's close enough that I probably won't do anything more to it, at least in the short term. Need to get some storage devices in here and stuff like that, but this is what we've got right now to work with. So the walls, which I've painted, I haven't got them all quite painted, but they were that color yellow right there. I have to pull all of the clothes out of this particular closet in order to paint behind them, but this is the color that the walls will be. The ceiling was the same yellow as well, so I've painted that white. This is kind of a, I can't remember what it is, some sort of a gray. Might be able to see a little more of the contrast here. Those two light fixtures, I've got one there and I've got one there. Those are actually outside light fixtures, but with in the context of this particular room, I thought that they went well. And definitely beats what was here before, which is your basic light fixture with a screw-in bulb with no cover or anything. Everywhere that I've replaced the light fixture in the house, I put in LED lighting, so those are both LED lights there, light bulbs that are in those. Replaced all of the switches. That's the top of the washer and dryer right there, but none of the plumbing was back here whenever I began this project. That switch or that outlet wasn't there. The plumbing for the water, which you can kind of see once you get up over it. There was no plumbing back here at all, no septic, no water, so now it's plumbed in. The washer and dryer used to be in the bathroom, which didn't work for what I had in line for the bathroom, but there's the washer and dryer that I picked out. I'm sorry I can't back up any further and kind of get you a better view of it, but kind of right there is the washer and dryer. Eventually, and this is kind of this is a little heater that I had back here this year. I heated the entire house with one of these up front and one of them in the back, and I've saved about 50% on my gas bill this year by doing zone heating as opposed to heating the house with just propane. And I haven't lit a fire either, except for today. I've got one going because I'm just trying to burn up some little chunks of wood that are remaining from the project. Notice I've got more water and septic over here. Eventually there will be a cabinet right here which will have a utility sink in it. So I went ahead and whenever I was underneath the house, I went ahead and pulled in the plumbing in order to be able to put a 36-inch base cabinet there with a nice size utility sink, which will be out here in the utility room. Makes sense to me anyway. Get some clothes really skunky or something, you can throw them in the sink, kind of pre-wash them before you throw them in the washer and dryer. So anyway, one of the other things that I did, I was putting in a jetted tub. So while I was doing all of the plumbing for the washer and the dryer, I went ahead and I put in a bypass valve, which I installed in the wall. You can kind of see it back here. So that I could put in a water softener, and I knew I was eventually going to get a new washer and dryer, and I didn't want to start running a bunch of hard water through brand new appliances and a brand new jetted tub. So that is where I turn on and off the water to go into the water softener. I could switch that valve on the bottom, bypass the water softener entirely. If I never ever needed to replace it or anything, it would be quick to get it out of there and do so. Now the floor, I raised it, you can see it right here, underneath the washer and the dryer. I raised the floor just a skosh because I didn't want things up underneath my washer and dryer, and a lot of times whenever you've got stuff on the floor it ends up going up underneath your appliances. So I raised the entire floor. Now the tile is the same on the top and the bottom, but in order to kind of transition it in, I used the same wood that I ended up using to make my steps, I used kind of to trim in, so it almost looks like you're coming down the steps onto a great big step before you enter the main part of the floor. All of this is made out of red oak, which is stained, and then it's got 3 coats of polyurethane on it, and 2 coats of paste wax on top of that. So nice shiny surface of red oak stairs. Now this room isn't quite as nice looking at this point, but we're going to be doing some work in here tonight. Hopefully get a little more of this lined up. This right in here, I'm going to face in the front of this tub. I'm going to have an access panel right here so that I'll be able to reach through. That's an inline heater for the tub. Whenever the button is pushed for the jets and the water's running through that heater, it will actually keep the water hot, so for extended stays in the bathtub. There's going to be a little deck that will stretch across these. I'll be getting that cut and put in tonight. Right here, I've went with 4x6. All of the wood underneath this deck and everything is all treated lumber, pressure treated lumber. The lumber that I've used for all of this framing in around the tub, having had to replace too many boards underneath the shower, or too much wood underneath the shower, I decided to go with pressure treated. So there's pressure treated under the floor and pressure treated here. This particular lumber is good. I could actually stick this directly into the wet ground and it would hold up. So anyway, I went with 4x6, which will give us a nice strong frame underneath in case somebody does put some weight on this. I have held this up just a hair from the base of the tub. You'll notice that whenever I pull this ruler over here, this metal ruler is about 1/8 of an inch thick. It's level with the base of the tub, level with this. Whenever I put the 2x8 deck on top of this, it will set about 1/8 of an inch above this tub and extend onto the tub. Underneath, between that piece of pressure treated lumber and the actual deck of this tub, I'm going to have some marine grade epoxy, which will keep water from coming out of the tub and seeping back into this area. It'll have marine grade epoxy from the wood to the tub, real good layer of that. And then of course after I put the tile on, I will also silicone that.